This screencast is about correction, and correction is very elementary in the lab system because this is what you will have to do very often inside the system. As soon as you have the courses, this is what will take probably the most time for the advisors or the tutors. So this is also why there's a lot of functionality about the correction in there. So I'll go to the system page right now, and I prepared a little bit something you might know from other screencasts I made today. So I'll log on as administrator now, and okay, so the lab we want to have a look at is the demonstration lab. And yeah, so when you're a corrector, you see exactly what I see. Yeah, so we have some functionality. So when you go, so maybe I will just remove the edit rights for the moment because I don't need them at the moment. So then we have like a little more compact menu, as you can see. So this is what you see when you're like a corrector, because you usually have the right to see the to correct the closed labs and also to view the example solutions. So you do not necessarily need both rights, but it makes sense to have both. Okay, so this is what you see then. And so what might happen if you're a tutor is that some students come and they tell you like, yeah, I have a question here, part 3 somewhere, and then you go in, and then whoops, there's the example solution. So as the students should not see that, you can just click here, and then the example solution disappears inside this tab. When you want to see it again, just press here. So this makes also sense if you want to browse in here, you want to know what was given or whatever. So I mean, you see what was the example solution by this one, but yeah, so like this, you see what the students see. Okay, so this first thing. Then, yeah, you can go to the all questions, then you see all questions, of course. And yeah, as I was doing the exercise myself, I also see my own points here now, but normally as corrector you don't see that long you don't watch what someone else does. So yeah, then you would usually go to the lab status, and here you see like, okay, all teams finished. So it's quite useful that all teams finished, because otherwise you will have to correct one team afterwards, and the system explicitly supports cross correction, so it's quite useful if everyone closed, because then you see the answers of all teams. So what you want to do next then is you go to answers of all users, and then what I would propose to you is to go directly through the lab content as it's given here, because then you also have all explanations, and then you get the questions, and yeah, then you see directly what the teams answered, and you can cross correct in here. Of course, you can also go to the all questions page, then you see all answers of all teams already. But as you see already, it's a lot of data, and as you don't know what was the instruction here, I find it more comfortable to go here. Okay, then there are different options what you can do. So below each answer, so here you see the teams, and if you want, you can also see here who worked on that answer when. Yeah, and so below the answer you see the status. So as soon as it's green, the students can see what you did. So they can see the credits, and they can also see your comments. The long it's red, they cannot see it. If it's green or red, you can change by setting the check mark here. So now I didn't change anything but put this check mark, and make sure you make it an open state. Okay, and now I set the check mark again, and when I save, then it gets green. Okay. So usually what you do when you have like an unanswered question is you go here, then you click on the correct, then it opens, and then you can write a comment if you want, like, okay, you missed the following points, and then the system automatically proposes to you to give the full points here. So you could do that, you could give bonus points, whatever you want, and then usually you would press save, and then okay, this is answered, and now it's visible to the student, and your comment is also visible to the student. If you correct in a team, so this is what we usually do, then I propose to do the following. Do not check this here first. press save, then everything is saved you did, and then your co-corrector should go through it, check, okay, I agree to that, just click on the correct, and then it does nothing else but setting this check mark and then press save. Okay, good. So, yeah, so this is basically it. To enforce the process a little, if you see the answer and it's like a short answer and you know it's correct already, then you can just click this and then click the correct button, and then it's automatically setting it green and giving the full points. So this is what happens here. So this team here started answering, but they didn't close the lab yet, so you can click but you don't have a button. So this is why you should wait for all teams until they finished. Okay, then next page. Yeah, I have an issue with the certificate here. This is why I don't see the graphics. So now I get in. If you have like an input where someone could upload files, you can just click here, and then you see like the data of the team. So you download it now, and I could see them. Yeah, and otherwise you can just do the normal correction mechanisms. So now it opened, and as you see now this has more points, and so I could give like 3 points and say you missed point ABC, ABD, okay, and save, and it's all done. And here I can do this now. This, as I told you, this is flyover, so this will give you now the full credits. And yeah, okay. So maybe I put a symbol next to this because I find it unclear now the moment I explain it. So I might put an airplane next to it, so you will find it in your instance then later. Okay, so then it's like giving full credits. Here gave full credits and making it green. And here as well, and here. Okay, this was the team that did not close. And here we do the same. Full, full, full. Okay, now we probably corrected everything we could correct, and when you go to lab status now and click on the update here, then it will update all data and show you that you finished. So what will happen now is everything will get green and will go away. And so I just want to show you, okay, let's just say, okay, we don't like finish one of the questions, so that we just can see like, okay, there are some open things. So I now press update. Sorry. And now you see like all teams finished, and also for the team that is not totally finished with the correction, you see already the grade, the score, so it has already 60%. And yeah, now you also see like, okay, as soon you have more than 3 that finished, then the system calculates the average here. Okay, so now let's check this team here. Let's go to the all questions again, and let's close this question as well. Okay, so save. And now we go to the lab studies, and when we click on update again, then you see now, okay, everything is corrected. Here it also calculates the average, and then you see like, okay, this is the score of this lab, and then you're done with the grading of this lab. When you go to the statistics now, seeing like data of all users, then yeah, you can switch here to like the compact view as I've shown to you before. So what is this now? Okay, so we'll have to check this. So let's say we have this right, because this is the only. Yeah, so I will have to check this. What was the access rights violation? So we'll fix that in a second. Yeah, so in the compact view we can see now the credits of all these teams, and then we can export it here. So this is what you might want to do at the end of the semester. Yeah, and so this is basically all you need to know as a corrector. So maybe one more thing. So we'll just remove the edit right again. So one more thing. When you're in here and for some reason you want to look something up or like go through the pages, as this is like stored with your login data in the database. You cannot like open another instance and log in, because then you will see the same thing. I added the pause button, and the pause button, as you can see here, just removes all the student answers in the current tab. If you press play again, then you see it again, and of course you can also like hide the example solutions here. Okay, if you don't want to see the answers of a user anymore, just click here, and then you don't see the answers anymore. You can also select a certain user you want to correct, like this, and then you just see the answers of this user, and yeah, then you also see the status of this user up here. So this is basically the perspective of the user, plus you have the possibility to correct here. Alright, so this was it about the correction, and yeah, so the really good thing about the lab system is that the correction really scales. So if you have like more teams, it's not so much more effort, because you go through the all answers, and then when you go through the exercise, you already have the instructions anyway, and then you have to think about the answer anyway. And then if you like read an answer of one team more or less, it doesn't take so much more time. What takes time is like getting in here. Okay, what was the answer? Okay, what could they have done wrong? So especially when you have more teams, the lab system is really of huge help for correcting such things. Okay, well, so I hope you enjoy the features and enjoy the system, and yeah, have a good time with the system. Enjoy it.